Blessed good people. So today I was thinking to myself about the spirit of the land, you know. And the first thing that came to my mind was capitalism. So it's a capitalist society. Capitalism, dealing with economics and the privatization of, the industry. They claim that it is the private citizens that control, I guess, the businesses, pricing, trade, as opposed to, I guess, the government or the state. But then it's so much deeper than that, Like the economics, I think, is what drives the spirit of a country. You got the natural resources, you got the ingenuity of the people. But then when I thought about it, it's so tricky. It's not just saying that, okay, so in economics they talk about supply and demand, right? But then when you think of how these things can be influenced, whether it be an advertisement up in your face, telling you that something is better than what it really is. I mean, look at the pandemic that we just came out of, Things can be forced upon us and we end up paying, basically. And this is globally. We end up paying or being forced to pay, in a sense. It may not seem direct, maybe indirectly, but we pay. When you think about the privatization of prisons, right? That is connected to the judicial system. So when you say capitalism, is it really privatized in that sense? What about those people who have so much money they can buy the government, they can buy the judges, they can buy the lawyers? You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with control, these people have connections to people with money, even when they're on the election campaign. So if they try to say that the private citizens are the owners of this thing, then they automatically become the state, and then the government and the state and the privatization become intertwined and intermingled, and then the everyday man suffer. It's a mystic thing. So it's like the spirit that governs the land. And I always have a feeling that, these economic systems have so many different names. But in a sense, it's all capitalism. Because let's say you go to a communist country where they say everybody, their economic status is the same. You know that is not true. And then the government that is in control still can be bought because they have friend and company. Some who are wealthy. So at the end of the day, money is what control our morality and immorality. Because when you look at it, money has messed up a lot of families. Too much of it or lack thereof. You know. I mean, look at like my mom was saying, she see more churches than schools. And that is the case in a lot of places. If you check it, there's some churches that make so much money. They call them mega churches, right? But you never see them pulled together. They worship in the same God. They worship Jesus. And they never come together and say, let's eradicate homelessness or hunger. You know, when you can find millions of dollars in a wall in a church. Like, you know, these guys are throwing around money. They're throwing money around like it's nothing. They have so much of it. Why should money be sitting in a wall or in a basement of a church when there's so many people who need it? You see what happens when you have this thing called capitalism? The church is a perfect example. You know, you have the very rich and the very poor. So basically, these pastors can't take this money to heaven with them, and they can't even take it to hell. It's a mistake. Why do they need that much money? You know? So even they fall into the trap. And it's unfair. People out here suffering on a daily basis. You know? So it's like moral compass, morality is lost. Like if you really check, especially online, and it's of course in real life too, you see that women are more concerned with the amount of money that you have because they want to live a certain lifestyle. They want to floss every day. You know, they want to show that they go on vacations and trips. Even these people that work check to check, week to week, you know, they still, you know, they still show that type of lifestyle. Like everybody's a celebrity. Everybody's the hot thing. Everybody good, everybody flexing, everybody got money, everybody can buy drinks, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody open the club, everybody party, everybody twerk, everybody do the money phone, you know? And you say to yourself, well, at some point this thing has to fall flat. It has to fall flat. Because if you can't turn to the church, right? And if it's not the government, but it's the private sector that control this thing, and then yet still the disparity in wealth is so vast, that means that a system needs to be put in place that can be more balanced. You know, I know some people don't like to hear when they have an idea or they have a system in place and you say anything against it. You know, it's a big fight. I saw a small article in Italy that had some people protesting against the mafia. A lot of people think that these things don't exist anymore. The mafia sound like something from the 70s and it sound like a movie. You know, but the irony is these things, people don't just put aside things that make them wealth. They change the name, they change the system, or they get new friends that can assist them, you know, in hiding whatever they're doing. You know, slip them a couple dollars and they keep a certain other group or certain groups in in their place. See, this is why racism is more political than anything else. You know? And the people with money or with wealth or with influence, they actually know that. But you see, the everyday man, you know, let's use a white man for example. He's just a regular man. He drives his truck, he has some land, he fires his gun from time to time to make sure it's working, his operations are good. And he may say, I hate that fucking nigga, I hate this, I hate these black people and this and that. Right? But really and truly, he has nothing to hate them for. You know? He doesn't have a real reason to hate them. The reason why he thinks he hates them, or maybe subconsciously he hates them, because he figured that the vast amount of money out there will somehow get to these people's pockets and he will be left out, because we live in a system of capitalism. So the big hoax is about the skin color. You know? Because if that man was to check in his sense, he would say to himself, well, the Creator allowed these men to be put on earth. And especially in this time, not even 50 years ago, science has proven that the black man is not inferior. You know? He's not 1/3 or 3/5 of a man. You know? So yeah, man, the economic system is a mistake. How it kind of trap us. And you know, we struggling and fighting just to survive. You know, a lot of people say speak it into existence. Well, people are speaking it so much into existence, their actions online should be activating it, because actions speak louder than words. And people show like they flexing big time, like everybody's a celeb these days. You know, but the system not changing. You know. So it's not even just capitalism. Where you have money, people are struggling to have more than you, so they can tell you what to do. You know? But when they title it so beautifully, capitalism, you know, you have an equal opportunity like anyone else to become wealthy or to live well or to be on top. Really and truly now, it is still controlled. That is the mistake. It is controlled. You know? And they put this sense in your head, yo, I can always do better. Oh, my woman, she not making this amount of money. My man not making this amount of money. Let me go with this man because he's making this amount of money. And then we lose ourselves, morally speaking. Because money is not salvation. And that's the sad truth, you know. It's good to have money for certain things. But then who really control the prices? You know, for instance, a man with what is considered a good lawyer, a high-profile, high-priced lawyer, can do a better job than just a regular man having a state lawyer or a lawyer provided for him. It just seems like the money somehow makes that crime, you know what I'm saying? It just gives you a better chance of beating that case because of the money. You know, we always have to follow the money, you know? But the churches, man, mega churches, people still give You know, capitalism is in religion too. Because you have one group with one religion, you have another group with for them religion. And you have to prove that you're loyal to your God. So you pay a tithe or whatever you do. You know. And where does that money go? That money just goes for show. To build bigger churches, to bring in more money to capitalize. Once again. Because once you have believers in Christ, you're going to pay tithes, right? Every Sunday. Because now this pastor is directly connected to God. He's the apostle or he's the pastor. You know? So you feel now this high profile agent has a better chance of helping you to go and get into the heavenly kingdom. This is why I always say, man, politics and religion, them hand in hand. Them are husband and wife. They in bed together. You know what I'm saying? And all these things are run by economics. You know? This is why a lot of laws are generic. Because now, if you just sweep everything under the rug, you know, you don't have to deal with it. And you figure the less people that are causing trouble, the better, for peace sake. And where there's less chaos, there's more money being made. Unless, in America's case, if there's a war overseas going on, it's more money for America, except for the Ukrainian war. You know what I'm saying? The Ukrainian war is the glitch. It is the cut that you see the second time in the Matrix. Because right now, you know what I'm saying, you make two moves and it's like $20 in your gas tank, and that's done by the next day and a half. You know what I mean? So a lot of economic, political things are happening right now. You know? This is kind of off topic, but I can't remember if it's a dream or a vision. But I feel like I was at either Yellowstone Park. I don't know if somebody was telling me in the vision, but apparently, I don't know, something is going to happen there. You know, that affect a great many people. I don't know, that just popped up in my head. Because it's something that happens ever so often in dreams or visions or something. You know, I don't know what that is about. And also, something about the Queen and November. I don't know what that is about. You know, things come to people sometimes. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. You know. But yeah, man, there are a lot of countries that have made so much money off of the backs of other people, especially melanated people. Their resources and just the sweat off of their backs, you know. They either have their artifacts, they have their gold, you know, we still pay them tithes or taxes, you know what I'm saying? And the money is never distributed equally. So what is the true system for the people where finances and trade and industry and economics is concerned? You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't really escape it. And it's in every country. You know? Can you imagine that all the land in this world is owned by someone? And if it's not owned by just a regular man, just a regular citizen or a national of that country, it's owned by the government. You know what I'm saying? They say that melanated people in America after slavery had lands, you know, that 40, 50 acres, and where's all this land now? you know. And typically, these lands are never really close to the coastline where there are ports and so on. They're always in far out places. Now the most you can do in it is build a farm. And then, if you want to utilize the resources off of it, you still have to use some other man to help you, to use certain machinery to get to that resource. So it's never like fully functional, you know, or you can't really extract everything you need from it to make it really profitable. You know, only the certain ones who generationally were able to legitimize certain businesses from certain families can really extract effectively from certain positions or certain places. So it's just tough, man. When they say it's who you know, boy, there might be nothing more true than that statement. You know what I'm saying? We live in a world where it's not even what you know, it's who you know. Because a lot of guys know a lot of things, man. They're well read, well researched, but you have to be connected to a plug. You know what I mean? It's a mistake. But yeah, man, just in my thoughts, you know. If you can make money and legitimize, if you're not a part of the mafia or the people who have robbed us, people who have conquered many lands, call these lands new places, gave a name for it and say that they are of that land. Man, it's tough. Only ways to pull together, but every day in the news you hear 5 men get killed. A rapper, couple children, couple police body some people. You hear about the wars. You see who beefing online, celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Who break up, who them they with now or who they going with now. Day in, day out, and then most people have to get up Monday morning and go to work and deal with that politics again. You know, or you may have to deal with your baby mom or your baby dad. That cycle. Life is a heavy load, and it shouldn't have to be so in actuality. But material gains is what's driving this whole thing. You know, even when you deal with these religions, they promise you of wealth in these heavenly kingdoms. Y'all ever check that? It might be peaceful, it might be love there, but your reward has something to do with wealth and material wealth too. Whether it be gold or milk and honey, whether it be a bunch of virgins, you know, that you can smash at your disposal. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if you can have babies in heaven. So I guess it's just one big orgy, one big fuck fest. Because you are a good Muslim or whatever the case may be. Yeah, man, a lot of promises for things. Because they know man from being on earth, materiality, having things is what we're attracted to. You know, if a holy book was to say, you know, when you get to heaven, you go have to farm, you go have to work hard, you have to till the soil, and you may see God every once in a blue because He's gonna be busy doing other vibes. But I always wonder, with all the billions of people who are loyal to their religion, will they ever get a chance to have a sit down and a meet and greet on a regular basis? They go have to share their God. How that gonna work out? You better be careful, you know. For who don't go to a hellish region, for who go even just to heaven, you might have to work hard. You know what I'm saying? You might have to sweat. You know what I'm saying? And although monies may not be there, maybe at some point you're gonna want some kind of reward. Or you're gonna want it, or you're going to say, well, I work harder than that man. I should have gotten more. You better be careful. But anyway, as per usual, in the name of the Most High, whoever that may be, the actual love and honor.